Welcome back. Well, Tom Arnold is probably best known for his role as Arnie Thomas in the hit 90s sitcom Roseanne and for being married to Roseanne Barr, but his latest project is far from a comedy. It involves delving into the life of one of the Midwest's biggest drug queenpins, who happens to be his own sister.
Joining us now is Tom Arnold. Tom, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
I guess the first question I have to ask, this is like your sister was like the character in Breaking Bad. I mean, and it's all true, right?
Yeah, well, my sister's a year younger than me, and we grew up when my sister was 3. Our mother left, thank God, and my mother was a lunatic. She was married 7 times in our small town, and we were raised by my dad, and I knew that our mother was not a mother. Like, I didn't buy, so early on I was like, this is what it is. But my sister worshipped her. And so when I was 15, my dad married the next door neighbor when I was 10, and that did not work out well for me. And so finally, when I was 15, I moved in with our mother because I wanted to grow my hair, I wanted to drink, and I wanted no adult supervision. And then my sister followed me over there when she was 14, and that was the worst mistake. My mother and her first time my sister did drugs was with our mother. First time she got drunk was with our mother. And then they were running buddies. They were best friends. They went out to all the bars together. And then my sister met a 23-year-old man at one of the bars with my mom. And then this guy, my mom drove them to Missouri to get married. A serial pedophile. She drives her 14-year-old daughter to Missouri and makes them get married. And then my sister's life. I mean, I remember that my mom came home that night drunk and crying, and my sister wasn't with her because she was now with this guy in his apartment. And I was furious. That was it. I thought, that's it for her life. The guy beat her. She got divorced. And then she married another guy that was the president of the Grim Reaper motorcycle gang, who are not good people. And then they were in the drug business. And then my sister was smart. She was intelligent. And then she just thought, well, I'm going to make this bigger and bigger. I'm going to support my family and my friends, make this big. And methamphetamine had really just gotten to the Midwest, or she was bringing it to the Midwest. Our town, the meatpacking plant that I worked at out of high school to save money for college for 3 years, had closed down because famous meatpacking plant strike, the Hormel meatpacking plant, and they fired everybody in our town. They only hired people from out of town, from Mexico. They just bust people in to work there, broke the union, and so our town was devastated. Perfect scenario for this methamphetamine empire, which, she's smart, and she was dealing with people in California at first, and then she said, well, wait a minute, why don't I just make it here? I can make 20 pounds a week. I'll get a chemist, I'll build a lab underground, and then I'll deal with the Mexican mafia and just get the big drums of whatever they use. And so it was a lot like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was hard for me to watch at first. I love Bryan Cranston, but it was hard at first because it was so real.
Right. Tom, unfortunately, we only have about a minute left in our broadcast, but you've turned it into a documentary. Lori is speaking out. Why do you want to do that?
Well, I like the producers that approached us. They did quality work. I love Discovery Plus. Oprah's on there. How can we go wrong? But I thought that Lori is in a good place finally to tell her story. She's been in prison twice. She's been living a straight and narrow life, working in a factory in Ohio. And I also wanted to connect people like my nephew with Lori. I wanted people to speak truthfully about what their life was like, because he was 10 when his parents went away. And there's those things happen. I see family members I'm witnessing without this, and I just thought it was very powerful. And my sister is a nice person, and she's funny, and she deserves redemption.
All right, The Queen of Meth begins streaming Friday, May 7th on Discovery Plus. Thank you, Tom. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Tom.